Hi and welcome back. In this video we're going to begin to learn how to create different kinds of charts and graphs inside of Microsoft Excel. And you can see I've opened up a workbook here with some sample data inside of it. And again, this worksheet is available with the course materials for this class, and there's a link to it in the description for this video. Now, the first thing that you need to do before you create a chart or graph is you need to determine what the chart or graph is supposed to show about the data. Different kinds of charts and graphs show you different aspects of the exact same kind of data. And a good example of this would be comparing the three most common kinds of charts that people see: column charts, line graphs, and pie charts. A column chart is meant to allow you to compare sets of data across a series of ranges. You've all seen column charts before. Unlike column charts, line graphs are not meant to compare values as much as they're meant to show you a trend over time. So they show you the ups and downs, the trend in the data. And finally, if you think about a pie chart again is not meant to compare absolute values like a column chart would be, but a pie chart is meant to compare proportions and how each piece of the pie fills up the whole or contributes to the whole. So different kinds of charts show you different aspects of the exact same kind of information. So the first thing you need to do is you need to determine what you want to show with your chart or graph. Now, for our first example, we want to create a chart that's going to compare month to month for each one of our salespeople their sales. So we're going to use a column chart for that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight the data that I wish to include in my chart. And notice I'm including not only the numeric information, but I'm also including the column and row headings for the numeric information. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the Insert tab up here at the top. And you're going to see a section here for charts. And the most common kinds of charts that you're going to use are going to be listed here. You can also click this little icon here in the lower right hand corner to go into a charting dialog box. But for right now, we just want to create a column chart. So we're going to go ahead and select this icon right here. And when we do that, we have some different options for some different kinds of column charts. And in later videos, we'll be talking more about the different kinds of charts that you can create. But for right now, we want to create just a simple two-dimensional clustered column chart. And a clustered column chart is a column chart where the bars are side by side. So I'm going to select that option right there. Now when you do that, you're going to notice that your chart is created and inserted onto your worksheet. And you can move it around and position it however you want. You're also going to notice that there's now a Chart Tools section up here at the top with two new tabs for design and format that will allow you to change different aspects of the chart. Now, the first thing that I want to show you is not only can you move this chart around and resize it on the page, you can actually turn the chart into its own worksheet. So you have more room to work with your information. And to do that, you're going to select the Move Chart option. And again, I'm on Chart Tools here on the Design tab. I have my chart selected. If you've clicked somewhere outside of your chart, you lose those commands. But if I click on my chart, I get them back, and I'm on the Design tab, and I'm going to click Move Chart. And I want to create a new sheet. I'm just going to call it chart 1. You can call it whatever you want. And then I'm going to click OK, and it's going to move that chart onto this page. And you can still do different things with the chart, move it around, change the different colored bars and whatnot, do whatever you want with the chart. But now it's its own sheet as opposed to being on the same sheet as the data. If we selected all of the data on the chart, but you don't have to, I could just simply select a piece of the data. Like I could select the first quarter data here, select Insert and Chart, and I can create another chart. And again, I can move it wherever I want on the sheet. I can resize it, whatever you want to do with that chart. You just drag it around like you would any graphic. So very easy to create a simple chart on your worksheet. Now you can also create line graphs very easily. And again, I'm going to go ahead and select all of my data here. Go to Insert. And instead of selecting the column chart option, I'm going to click the line graph option. And again, we have a few different options here for the different types of charts. I'm going to go ahead and select this one right here. And you'll see I get another new chart. And again, I'm going to come up here to the Design tab under Chart Tools and select Move Chart. And I'm going to make this into its own chart sheet so it's a little bit easier to read. So we're able to create line graphs of information. Finally, let's go ahead and create a pie chart. Now, the pie chart that I want to create is going to be not of an individual month, but of the totals. So I need to do something a little bit different here in this case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my row labels here. You can see I highlight that just like normal. But I also need to select the totals. And the problem is that when I select the totals, my labels are no longer selected. And when I select my labels, I lose the highlight on my total. And the way around that is very simple. You highlight your labels, or your first piece of information, and then with your left hand, you're going to hold down the Control key on your keyboard, the CTRL key on your keyboard, and then highlight the next range. You'll see the Control key allows you to select multiple non-continuous ranges. I can then go to the Insert tab here, and I'm going to select the pie chart option. And again, I'm just going to select a simple pie chart right here. And I could move that wherever I want, make it larger, whatever I want to do. I can drag this down here so it sort of is even with the bottom of that one. However you want to format this chart, you can, as far as moving it and resizing it. All the different options for your chart are located underneath the Chart Tools section, under Design and Format. Most of the options that you're going to be working with are going to be on the Design tab. But you can also very easily change simple things about your chart directly on the chart itself. For example, if I scroll over here to my column chart, you're going to see it says chart title here. I could highlight that information and just simply type 12-month sales chart for 2012. Or I could double click on one of the bars and I could change some things about that. So lots of different things you can very easily do with your charts. And in this video, again, I just wanted to show you some basic ways of creating charts and graphs. In the next video, we're going to talk about how to customize these different charts and graphs that you would have in Excel. So I'll see you in the next video.